many of you, by show of hands, have ever lost your inspiration in your giving? It's just you and me. Nobody's going to know. Well, I was certainly there in the last couple of years. I found myself in a position of being sort of bored with a lot of things, but also with my philanthropy. It got into a place where it really wasn't inspiring me. But I'm back. My inspiration is back. My passion for philanthropy is back. And I want to share with you three easy steps for maintaining or getting back your passion and your philanthropy. And those are, wait for it, refresh, reclaim, and regenerate. And just to get started, we're going to talk about refreshing. So one of the things I found that I was doing a lot, but it wasn't doing it for me. So all the boards, all the giving, all that still wasn't giving me the meaning that I wanted. And so I pulled away from a lot of things, and I sort of wiped the slate clean. But I also physically went away. I don't know if folks recognize this. This is the Esalen Institute in Big Sur, this wonderful, spiritual, woo-woo, touchy-feely retreat that I went to, which was on Design the Life You Want. And so 26 of us sat around for 3 days talking about what we dreamed about, what we wanted out of our lives, resisting ourselves every step of the way. But at the end of it, I really found myself reconnected with my passion, with my ability to daydream and to imagine, and to be excited about all sorts of things, not least of which was my philanthropy. So you got that part, so the slate is clean. Now what do I do to get back, to really just sort of reclaim where I wanted to be around this philanthropic mission? And so what I really required, and imagine me here with a bucket of dirt. I don't like getting dirty, so we have to imagine it. So I'm digging around this dirt, imagining and trying to understand what's important to me and what's most vital to me in my giving and in my strategy. And the things that came to me in that exploration were the answers of diversity and access and also just social justice broadly. So those are fantastic. So how do I go about really getting those out in the world? Because I can only do so much. So the money that I give away gets you involved and gets your hands dirty in the things about which I'm passionate. And that's what our philanthropy does. It spreads our power, it spreads our ideas, it makes you or whoever the organizations are really be engaged in that work that I think is important. And I think that's really critically important to changing the world. Now, I'm a good business school graduate, so it'd be nothing without a case study. So let's do a little case study on this refresh and reclaim sort of story that I've told you here, which gets us to the point of regeneration. So I started going to Sundance in 2005, the Sundance Film Festival, and it was great. And I saw magical movies and magical experiences and great art. And the second year I went back in 2006, and I was sitting with a friend in Queer Lounge, and we were saying, where are the black people? This is not a black person anywhere. You see someone on the street, you stop them because it was so rare and so unusual to find them there. This strange thing of black people. And so we really just said, one of the women in our group was a white woman producer who mostly works on black gay films and television. So an ally if there ever was one. Who said, we should do this for black people. It would be great. So we said, let's do it. And so we wanted to be subtle, and so we called it Black House. And so the idea here is that we're going to build a space where people can come to be together. And we're going to do workshops, panels, social hours. We're going to get people something to drink and something to eat for free. And it's going to be fantastic. So what this meant for me was I had to start writing big checks to make this happen. And I had to start calling on people I knew to make this happen. And so, interestingly, I would say that 90% of the money to fund Black House in that first year came from the movement, and the movement being the LGBT movement. So it's my money, it's good help from Gil, it's folks I knew at HBO who were gay. It was just gay money for this black cause. Because visibility, as we talk about marriage equality, is so critical and so important. And so just having folks in the seats at Park City during Sundance was important, but also having folks on the screen was the ultimate goal. And so doing that work has been fantastic. You fast forward, and there were great strides that we made, and really exciting. But again, I got a little bored with it, and I got a little dissatisfied. But this process of going out to reset myself and to reclaim my passion around this diversity and social justice mission brought me back this year to a very exciting place with Sundance. So this is our biggest year ever in 2011. That's Elvis Mitchell, cultural critic, and Hera Belafonte inside the Sundance Filmmakers Lodge. So we are an official Institute sponsor. We are not Renegade, we're not Guerrilla, we take a place at the table. And those dollars make that possible and that influence. So this was an incredible example of what we do. But also, it really is about setting this environment where people feel they have a home away from home, in a space from which they can move and power in this universe of not just art, but commerce, because that's what Sundance is about. It's about getting your movie sold. You may recognize this people. This is the cast of Pariah. Some of the folks in this room have supported Pariah. It was a short in 2007, this year a feature film from the Sundance Producers and Directors Lab, so inside the system, working through it. Not just award-winning at Sundance, but also a sold movie. Because again, we're trying to sell these movies and get the images on the screen. A coming-of-age story of a black lesbian in a family that is rife with trouble and dilemma. So a great success. This year at Sundance, 31 black films in the festival, a record year. So really an incredible accomplishment. And as important is getting the fun back and enjoying it. I'm having fun up there, and I'm having fun here, and I'm having fun in my philanthropy again. And again, the idea here is, and just to note, the woman on the left is one of our fellows, an LGBT woman from Colorado, who has been connected with Gil. The woman in the middle is now doing a PhD at UCLA. I ran into her in the streets going to a screening one day around UCLA. But these are fellows made possible by the gifts of me and my friends and that hard work. And so I encourage you, as you think about this process of refresh, reclaim, and regenerate, is really to go and just take those steps constantly, because you have so many gifts to give and there's so much need in the world. And what has to happen through it all is that you have to find joy and passion in that giving in your philanthropy. Thanks.